Teachers in elementary schools have long created their own methods for student assessment using trusted sources. For example, Fountas and Pinnell, sight word analysis, Edmonton spelling test, Prime and Palm tools are all frequently used as reference for students' developmental progress. All of these sources, although norm-referenced, can be very far apart from teachers' understandings of curricular needs. However, it is just these one-to-one testing situations that are often completely opposite to recommended methods for genuine understandings of student abilities. These foundational events are essential to a teacher's understanding, but are often less than informative for instruction during class time. PLCs have established dependable methods for determining meaning in students' work after the completion of a task or a project. Work is shared, discussed, and next steps for the students are generated as a group, based on elements present. Teachers' understandings of the qualities of student work are better understood, but this process often leaves much to be desired, as the work might be presented weeks or even months after the student has completed the job. As a result, teachers address curriculum with little regard for students' capacities for growth or reasonable next steps, as determined through the assessments. When posed with the opportunity to teach to the students' needs, practitioners may not have a legitimate understanding of those needs outside of improvement. How do we get teachers to better determine their students' needs? How do we encourage teachers to assess things that are not yet concretely defined within the curriculum, for example, the competencies? The problem is teachers don't know what they are looking for. Authentic assessment, including observing students at task, requires a delicate balance of careful planning and responsiveness. When used to its best ability, authentic assessment simulates feedback-heavy conversations between teachers and students. This leads to increased engagement and enhanced student learning. Often, teachers' abilities to make judgments can be improved by some investigation into psychometric sciences, which help teachers to better determine what it is they are looking for. As they plan the task for which they are about to consider, teachers must determine that which has been experienced at learning is also what students are being assessed at. A teacher may be privy during observation to detect behaviors that inform them as to additional information about a student, but should focus their observational efforts toward looking for specific elements. Teachers can use rubrics, checklists, and videos to enhance their ability to support their record keeping. Whatever the method, observational data of students' understanding, as demonstrated during a task, helps to compose a strong evidential argument on students' achievement. Bennett and Gitomer suggest framing student tasks to support multiple representations of understanding. By doing this, teachers get a better sense of representations of understanding by different sorts of students outside of one-shot opportunities for performance. Tests and one-to-one diagnostic assessments do not offer this. These opportunities also allow students to demonstrate understanding in legitimate contexts. A bonus to this is that it allows students to have a reference for which to build schema and set new goals for themselves. Parrish advises that teachers consider the learning experience of students by weaving the determinants of student success at task into the design process. Assessment is at the forefront, working into the beginning, middle, and end of learning, as context is always considered as a part of the design. This process also features the necessity of presence of communication tools to enhance students' abilities to demonstrate their knowing during the learning experience. As the kids are instructed in how to publicize understanding, their responsibility to frequently demonstrate it comes to belong to them. Some specific features of the assessment design process might include the considerations teachers should make when questioning students and establishing products or performances that encompass the entire narrative of learning. The experience of assessment is made to be as much a part of the whole learning experience as story time or recess. Popham builds further on the design process by encouraging teachers' co-construction and the determination of learning progressions aimed at highlighting the skills inherent in curricular expectations. Whether loose or coarse-grained in their construction, learning progressions help professionals to determine the scaffolds for students to work toward. These progressions, when shared with students, become the stepping stones to clarity of expectations. The progressions are dynamic in their composition, constantly being changed to suit the context, the needs of the inquiry, and mostly the needs of the learners. Administrative leadership can support these actions of authentic assessment by encouraging PLCs to focus their efforts toward improving assessment literacy. They can also highlight efficient, effective methods for management of new assessment data, including observational data. Through sharing sessions and coaching between staff members, teachers new to the formative assessment model can have help along the way from their peers. Administrative leadership can also support teams by helping to disseminate the learning progressions that teachers have determined through sharing within the school and between networks of schools. Professionals can query each other's experiences and build on their context-relevant assessment criteria. These processes lead to increased accountability for student improvement that is both meaningful to professionals and authentic to administrators. As teachers build their capacity for assessment and instruction, they change the face of educators in the eyes of the public.